Republicans of Reddit, how do you feel about Trump calling himself king in his recent Truth Social post? I'm not a Republican, but my father very much is, and as soon as I saw it, I texted him to ask him about it. He called it fake news and already debunked and told me to get better sources. I sent him the link and asked what he meant when the source is the literal official White House account. He switched immediately to say it's free speech and tried to get mad at me for wanting to get rid of free speech. So, judging from that, they don't care and are okay with it somehow. Not one Republican will reply to this post. All the replies will be from Democrats. All I know is that the people who have compared him to Jesus know nothing about Jesus, has literally the Antichrist embodied. Just like in Revelation, he's tricking a majority of Christians to follow him. How many times do we have to go through this before people accept that there will be no gotcha moment for Trump supporters? It is a cult and they don't give a shit about anything you can bring up. Any man who must say, "I am the king," is no true king. Tywin Lannister. They don't give a shit, but if Biden or Obama had referred to themselves as a king, they would have had a complete mental breakdown. IDK about others, but my 79-year-old super pro-Trump neighbor has stated outright now, "I'd rather live under a dictator than a Democrat," so IDK feels about right. Frankly, I think some of them don't actually take any of it seriously. Americans in general have gotten so comfortable with things seeming scary, but generally working out for some of them. I consider myself fairly well-read, and I'm certainly not without imagination, but I'll admit I still have a hard time believing the looming travesties that tend to follow these patterns. I mean, I understand logically what's going on, but my mind and body almost can't even process the nightmare that's taking place right now. I'm plenty worried, terrified even. But when my mind isn't on it, I'm just worried about having to wake up and work tomorrow. I just snap back to what I know, what I've experienced in my life. It's hard to fathom in entirety what is coming. Through it all, though, the pit in my stomach and sense of dread stays with me. Some part of me is quite on edge, but again, especially as an American, I feel I've gotten a little too good at ignoring the screaming voice inside myself. I'm a Republican, but never voted for him once. Today I had a day off, so I went down and changed my voter registration from R to I. Not so much because of this comment, but should have done it a long time ago. The MAGA cult doesn't represent traditional Republican values, so I left the party. I left the Republican Party during Trump's first term. I've never voted for him and feel disgusted by him and his cronies. In my opinion, the Republican Party has abandoned their supposed principles and the Constitution. I hate having to vote for Democrats, but they're the only adults in the room now. I don't know if I can ever vote for another Republican again after this. Why post here? Go to Reddit Conservative and you'll see, or just jump Twitter for 5 minutes. They are beyond thrilled at everything he's doing. Sure, some point may have raised some eyebrows, but they deeply want all of this. The government is broken, Trump is the savior. Ukraine is in the wrong, Canada should be annexed. They genuinely and deeply believe this to be true. It's scary as a Canadian. Plus, it's exhausting. I've already uninstalled Twitter and banned a bunch of conservative subreddits. As a longtime Republican and an actual conservative, I continue to be dismayed and disappointed by almost everything this administration has done. I want fiscal restraint, a strong defense and posture in the world, and policies that provide prosperity and freedom for all Americans. I'm not seeing any of that so far. They do this kind of thing because there are zero consequences with their own base, and they know it will rile up the rest of the country to no end. It's literally just the White House shitposting. This is what conservative voters want. They knowingly voted for and are happy to be governed by incompetent trolls.